Yes, it is. It is going to be a little bit of a fun series for us on this third and final one. We've had Vertigo that went virtually as one could, I guess, predict, as expected in a certain way. I didn't think Endpoint would be having that quick of a victory, but then again, you know, they were able to secure it even without a single pistol of one. Then on Overpass, I had thought that sure, North can still win. Of course, it would be foolish to think otherwise. It's just the way they won, the way they went about it is something else entirely, and it definitely came as a big surprise, I think, to everybody and everyone. And it should remain a little bit of a mystery because I'm not really sure what Endpoint or what really took them down as much as they were, but it looked poor. It looked very bad. And well, the knife goes to Endpoint, at least here on the third and final map of this best of 3 series.
Yeah, they at least get to decide the half they should start on. Interestingly, we've seen teams on Dust 2 pick both CT and T to start. But I think only XCOM Ago have been ballsy enough to take T side, I believe. Endpoint not going to be straying into similar pastures, though. CT to begin. We shall see, though. North, here we go. They will be finding themselves that pistol, or looking to find the pistol on the T side to start. With the way that Overpass was so wrapped up by North very quickly, if the same starts to happen here, then I think we know where this third map is going. But a great start so far. Thomas able to find the early entry on to the A-long position. MSL taken out. 4 players committing, or at least committed down long as well. So the stack does seem pretty established already, but nice entry by Endpoint. Gives them now that breathing room to adjust correctly in this pistol. North have to slow down. Seems like they are going to go for a 2-on-2 short split. So it is going to be the A site, but Endpoint do seem prepared for this.
They really do, and well, it is going to be a short push coming through Endpoint. They have the reaction, they have the kills as well. Thomas, the double, the flank through short, clears it completely. And now down to Gate, it falls without Kevlar, without hope. He will fight, but he will not prevail. It is 1-0 as Endpoint take their first pistol on Dust. Well, the first pistol on Dust. This would mark it into their second overall. Definitely a few shaky shows, a few shaky hands, but overall, this is a start that we had seen on Overpass, and let's hope the end outcome will be a little bit different to that of Overpass. Otherwise, we'll have an even faster game on our hands. In any case, full eco from North. I respect that. It is Dust 2 we're talking about here, a map that is predominantly aim-based. Of course, there's a certain element of tactics and such to it, but for the most part, you usually stick to strong aim, and you would be pretty well off for the majority of anything else. 2-0, as expected. Now the real test begins.
North will be getting those rifles bought up here. Endpoint, thankfully, able to guarantee a clean exit to that round as well. Keeping their MP9s and the Scout in play, though, like North did on the third round of Overpass, or fourth round it might have been even. But they are going for the bonus round nevertheless. MP9s are always an interesting factor, especially with how up close they play. Some of the angles on Dust 2 definitely not preferable, but assisted by playing up close and personal. North, though, down towards mid they go. Bit of a fairly lean entrance. Surreal will get himself on to that top balcony position, though. Gade not checking the corner. Surreal gets out with 2. Already mid-control established, but the B bomb site lost already. Robin can't finish the frag. The nades should do the job, though. Oh, just barely. AZ did jump at the right time, but gets away with the kill nevertheless. Down to a 3-on-2. This retake, definitely possible. They've got the man advantage. B site is difficult, but with the way they can pincer, they should be able to make this one their own.
That's what I'm feeling. Cajun B knows that tunnels will be occupied, and most likely there'll be somebody coming out to Fly. And well, Robin comes out with Fly as he will find himself one. It is Christo that holds the line, and the bomb is already ticked away far too deeply. Thomas, even if he had gotten the frag within the first few seconds of that engagement, in the end, time would still not be on his side. 2-1 as North take the gun round, and the worst part for Endpoint is, of course, that their money is not exactly going to be very supportive. Well, luckily they have enough for a rebuy, but that's about it, I believe. Yeah, rebuy will be exactly what they'll be going for, but already look at the amount of cash as well as what weapons they currently have. MP9s, a FAMAS, a UMP. Not pretty, and it's not nice, but it's going to have to do. Crucial on the AWP, and the first time out here for North.
Taking one quite early, yeah. First round that they win. Reverting into a tactical timeout afterwards, as well as always showing signs of composure, knowing that they do understand what is necessary.
Was it Nordoin that took pauses when they won rounds?
I believe so, yeah. On Inferno, I believe.
Yeah, it might have been. Against Complexity was probably Mirage or Nuke. But last week against AGF, I think they were the ones that took the 3 pauses against AGF on Inferno. Yeah. But generally speaking, like it's a rare occasion to see a team win a round and then take a pause straight after. It does show to tell that, you know, they're not happy with the way they won, or at least they're not happy with how it went down and how close it came to be, I think. Although it could just be, you know, the regular old pause to kind of try and calm the emotions, make sure the players are all up to date into what's going to be happening within the round itself. Speaking of which, Crucial's already out, so, you know, there's that. MSL with a great opener. And we have Endpoint looking to take short control.
With economy being on the back end here, the UMP serving them nicely at least. MSL does manage to return a kill of his own. Surreal on the sniper though. Does manage to catch out Christu. Rotate to come toward the B bomb site. Seeming like it is somewhat red, but MSL, right place, right time. Ooh, Thomas. Be very, very careful, and thankfully is, but MSL far too quick. Realizing now that the A side will be clear, the rotate to come, Max left isolated, and they don't even need to take the site. Round already gone, second on the board for North. Unfortunately, Endpoint on that CT side back into the economic struggle. Eco round to come. They've got 2,400 loss bonus, so it will preserve enough economy for the buy in the next. It's not going to be an expanded buy, though, down to M4s and Kevlar as a limit, really. Bit of utility here and there, but it should be North that will establish a 3-2 lead. T-side looking active yet again. MSL popping off already on this AWP, but it's North again that do look quite menacing here on this T side. They are turning things back in their favor. Mid take to come. Molotov a little bit inaccurate. Does burn out at the feet of Gade, fortunately. Damage to be inflicted. But it is an eco round. Nothing to really worry about. Endpoint will stack mid, but as soon as North realize this, they'll be up to the sights and onto the plant already securing the round. It's just about a matter of time for North to realize this. And with Crucial pushing like this, that should now give the game away that they will be hunting for the kills. AZ pretty much locks out the info. Should be now 3-2. 5-3. Site will be taken. There we go. 3 on the board for North.
Well, definitely comes as a bit of a hanging light. Endpoint, you know, the stack on mid is not always optimal. North played correctly, though. They realize what they're up against, as you said, and they move in together. They don't allow any sort of separation to potentially cause them untimely deaths or otherwise complications in general. Because Mighty Max will be caught in the end, and a clean round for North. 3-2. Said it well already. Money for Endpoint will be lacking. They'll have barely enough to scrape up somewhat of a buy. I love the fact Thomas is playing with the M4A1S. Just lovely to see it. It's such a rare occasion these days. It's really become a rarity to have it. I'm not sure why people still dislike it as much. It's actually like I'll defend this weapon to the end of times. I don't even care. Like, it's a great weapon. End of story. And if you're precise with your aim, it's honestly much better than the M4A4. But then again, you know, we know why people like the M4A4. Faster rate of fire, quicker to or easier to shut down rushes with, as well as just having that 30 bullets magazine helps you a tiny bit more. But, well, I mean, we can go into depth, I guess, there, you know, the barrel length being lower, being smaller so you can hide behind corners more effectively and all that. There's definitely reasoning behind that as well if you think about it, but yeah. North. Taking it slow. Short control looking like that's going to be something they're looking for. Goose going to be mollied. Let's find out if there's a way into this round for them. As they do fake out a short play, they're moving back through mid itself. They're going to be executing the B site itself. Mighty Max in tunnels. Ooh, going to be tagged heavily down to 35. This is not looking sweet, although Crystal will be caught. That's perfect. AZ, the nice surreal on middle, though.
Still, Mighty Max FAMAS does work out, but not this time. Cajun B trapping Robin in the corner, pins it in by AZ. Crucial on the flank, though. This is doable for Cajun B. Beautiful read. Thomas left isolated. Down into the 1-on-3, and this is North. Again, just locking out the B bomb site, but breaking the economy of Endpoint in the process. DT side off to a rough start yet again. Crucial even yet off the mark on this bragging leaderboard. Is perfect for North. This is exactly what they want. If they can do the majority, the damage here in the T side. Good little exits by Thomas. Gets away with a good couple and will try and scramble the AWP, which should be able to make it out of the round with Cajun B. There we go. They do lose all their weapons, but they've got plenty of cash in the bank. Endpoint just narrowly able to scramble away with the AWP. But an eco round to come. 5-2 looking likely in North, like it was on Overpass. Keeping Endpoint at that second mark yet. Not able to elevate, not able to get a further round off of the back of this. For North, especially being on a T side where they can micromanage the CT economy, that's absolutely perfect for them.
Really is, and Gade, he's gonna push on forward, keep ties very close, and oh, Mighty Max, nice shot. Rare to see a Deagle effectively take somebody down that easily, that quick, well, that effectively, that quickly, but Cajun B and Christo, I'll make sure this round does not spin out of control. Above all else, I want to make sure they keep those weapons alive. And there's an op in pit patiently waiting. Of course, that would be our dear friend Crucial here. Vital that they keep the op alive, though, mind you. Will give them quite a little bit of an extra bonus moving forward. And if luck will have it, Endpoint might just be able to pull off some sort of a magical return here. 5-2. It's starting to build up into another dominant first half for North. Wouldn't be the first time, but it will be the last if they happen to allow it again.
This is where North really can start to hit home in these rounds now. Robin. Oh, timing just works out. Thomas and Surreal. Get away with kills, Crucial. Adding a third to the mix. Gade will get a nice response at least. Keep the side somewhat alive here, but it seems like Endpoint should be able to get away with a round off of the back of this one. Molotov. There we go. Does enough damage. Finishes the job for them. 5-2-3. Endpoint. Double AWP established. Seemed to work in the previous round. They will, of course, keep it up. North on the other side, though. Plenty of economy for the rebuy. SL will give will receive that AWP. Nobody to cross as of yet, though. No info to be gathered by him, although there's the peek by the sniper down towards middle. North, though. They can try and deplete the economy here of Endpoint, get this round on their belt. Max going very aggressively. To be careful with the overextension. Cajun B holding an angle good enough. The flashbang will keep him fully blind, though. Max, great entry. Gets out of it alive, gets a freebie, essentially. No one really even there to trade the offset of the damage. That gives Endpoint a nice little run into this round, as North will now have to commit to the setup and man disadvantage. That should perfectly line up with Endpoint. They've got long and short both covered. North, they'll need a perfect execution if they want to get onto this site, especially with Crucial watching this angle like a hawk.
Going to be hard to break, but it's not impossible. Let's see if that works out. Pop flash comes through. Crucial forced out of position. The on-site already overtaken. And control being lost, as Endpoint will now have to play this retake from CT and long. Not the worst position to be in, though. Most certainly coming in from CT gives them that extra element that they always require. And well, it's a 5-on-4, mind you, with gate being low. There's a good chance this could go quite well for them. Cristo and AZ open it up. It's a 3-on-3. Make it a 2-on-2-3. Gate still keeping the numbers low. The lineup is not enough, but MSL is hiding in Gandalf, and I'm fairly certain Thomas knows about him. Yes, he does. Needs to take the fight, but MSL, quicker than lightning, flicks out of the corner and secures the round itself. A hefty loss when it comes to the economy of North, but they get it. That is what matters. And Endpoint, this is gonna hurt moving forward. Their economy is starting to dwindle, and not just economy, but rounds are starting to again go heavily in favor of North.
And that Endpoint really cannot allow for too much longer. T-side already at a solid run of rounds. We know that CT is more favored. Crucial. This is the first shot on short. Thankfully, they did connect through the wall, but only tags Gade down 29 of his health. So not that big of a loss so far, at least, but like North will want to again further commit to more of an A-sided split. MSL playing for the angle, but does get the real spots out the arm of a second as well. Easy tag through the door. Trying to fight with Surreal in a mid position like this is never going to pay off for you. Crucial. Forced to drop down. The flashbangs evaded by Gade. Head taken off for the first.
Gade.
As Robin tries to commit. The trade's already through. Back into a 3-on-2, and again from a position where Endpoint had the advantage. It's now North that still make it their own so far. Surreal spots the man cross, but nothing he can do about it. It's got to be a save from Endpoint.
It really has to be. Surreal. He's got the op that is crucial to their survival. And Mighty Max, of course, the rifle that can help out. Well, as long as it's up there, it presents a unique challenge to North. Even if an eco comes through, which, well, in essence, should be. Although, having saved both of these two weapons, there's a chance they might actually drop. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. Yeah, there we go. There's one drop. Crucial will be able to take up arms as well. Surprisingly, Crucial does not drop a rifle to Thomas, but rather goes for utility and Kevlar, and I respect that choice, right? To each his own. Let's see how it goes, though, as we will be having ourselves North with another default. Looking like they want to control upper and middle, and this push into B tunnels could work, although the lineup AZ drops down. He doesn't even need to control this anymore. There's another player coming in to support. AZ still able to keep the numbers high as Cajun B drops a pop flash to support it all. Crucial on B site now isolated. But North know better than to push into his crosshairs, although MSL offers himself on a silver platter. it's inconceivable. Really, it is. An Endpoint, with a blink of an eye, they lose their whatever advantage they might have had. They lose their chance, whatever it might have been. And all of a sudden, that buy that they just pulled in is not really going to matter for much. It's an eco must. Especially if Robin gets caught here, which is the likely outcome.
Not good in the slightest, Robin. Trying to save what he can, but 8 rounds already on the board for North at this point. Eco round to come. It's again another chance for Endpoint to give North double digits on a T side. Krista even secures the final one as well.
Yep.
They've got a little bit of cash in the bank, but it's definitely not enough to invest. Of course, they are down to pistols. This should be North putting the challenge on for round number 9. And again, this is scarily starting to feel a lot like Overpass. Sure, it was 13-2 at the end of that half, but Crucial. Nice shot, though. Double scout again from Crucial and Robin, seeming like it's already taking hold here. Christu and AZ both have been tagged. There we go. This might be Endpoint's way back into a round at least.
Well, it certainly looks like it, although I wouldn't exactly count them out, or I wouldn't count North out just yet. Gade gonna be able to finish Robin. Of course, the mid shot by MSL did connect if somebody thought that it wasn't working out. Crucial. Ooh la la. Very quick on the reaction. Gade and Cajun B though. Cajun B. Oh, baby. He strikes true, and well, Gade and him seem to be a deadly duo like no other. Thomas, you attempt this. Surely you do. You know what's at stake. You know that full buy round coming up next is there, and regardless if you save or not. And I would just want to see this 1-on-2 by Thomas to see if he can make this happen. In Gandalf, going to be Cajun hiding. Well, there's the first. Starts off well, but Cajun decides to not hide anymore, and as he is on a bit of a wild angle on short, he's able to find the headshot. 9-3. North pay a high price for the victory, but they get it nonetheless, and it becomes now more of a okay, you know, we can lose all 5 as long as we win moment, rather than anything else. They don't really care anymore about the economy. They've got plenty enough still for the next few, and they sell. Oh, there almost could have been an entry I already foresee. Oh, whoa, yo, through the Molotov. Never mind, Gade. He still gets one as Robin is holding the line. The double though, Robin, man in shorts. Perfectly done.
Beautiful.
By the way, did you watch the movie Robin Hood and the Man in Shorts?
I have not.
That is a comedy that you have to watch, absolutely. It's probably one of the better movies, comedic, medieval-based movies. It's basically a comedy on Robin Hood. You need to check it out. It's great. Let me find the actual name.
Yeah, I think I have actually looking at the trailer.
It's a Men in Tights. Yeah, not Men in Shorts. Robin Hood, Men in Tights. It's like from 1993. It's brilliant.
One that I'll definitely have to revisit. I believe I've seen, if not some, of that film. But North 9-4 as Endpoint. Relying on the heroics of Robin is, you know, it's not a massive issue, but when single individual plays are what wins you around, it shows no real consistency as well. We start as they mean to go on. Christu gets away with the kill. Gade finds a second. This is where the sight will now be pincered. Robin again, the only man consistently putting up kills on this side at the moment. Christu finally closes him down. Nearly a lineup. Tags onto both of the players. Kills away one. Cajun B, though. Oh, Max, no. Trigger finger. A little bit lackluster, but Cajun B, he does reposition nicely. The Real will go for the already aggro site take, though. Catches onto Christu. That should be the round for Endpoint.
Oh, certainly that's the case, or it should be the case. Cajun B, though, he's of course going to attempt this as any other normal would, or as any other player would. Can he make it into a round victory, though? No, of course not. Mighty Max will use the bomb. The North, well, I guess that's going to work out. 9 rounds to them is still pretty strong, and even though they'll have to drop one more here, perhaps it's, you know, it's not the end of the line, and this last buy is not looking too good. We do have a Galil, an AK, and a few Mech 10s up. Not gonna be the most optimal, but let's find out what North will bring up. In any case, 15th, the third map here on Dust 2. Doesn't feel like it. I gotta be honest, you know, how quickly we finished our first map. It feels wrong that we're watching Dust 2 already. Or excuse me, our second map. You know? Feels like this is only the beginning. It's like, okay, we've only entered this series, and nope, it's the third one already. The Real, oh, he's taking a risky gander, but he gets away with it, though not for long. Mighty Max, though, holding the line as he would be expected to.
Very good enough. Gets out into this close corner position as well. Robin has to be careful, but has the crossfire with Max already set up. Gade isolated. Endpoint will get at least round number 6 to close out the half. They will make it somewhat closer. A much better result considering the run of rounds that North could have had. Nobody really having an intense game on North either. 14 kills and 12 for Christu and Gade, but nobody going absolutely insane. Very consistent at the top end of the leaderboard for Endpoint. If we cast our minds back to map number 1, North finished things off 9-6 on the end of the T side, but lost 16-11. That is exactly what Endpoint will be looking for again. It's their T side now to play. Statistically, they're slightly favored side in terms of performance, but losing to Havu this morning on Dust 2, they were only able to get 5 rounds against the 10 of Havu, so we'll see where that does indeed lead us to. But MSL straight into lower tunnels. Endpoint, a different pistol strat than what we're used to on Dust 2. Typically, it's 5-man stacked down to long, but this is a very, very different pistol. Pressuring tunnels, Max gets away with 1, but MSL, good for the return. Damage done to Crucial, unfortunately loses his life, but that does grant them a chance, an opportunity down toward the B bomb site. Support is there, but it is a full commit from Endpoint.
Here comes the counter nade, though. Let's see how much damage can be dealt. Well, that's going to be pretty damn good. AZ still finds a headshot in between. Thomas replies him in at least, and a 2-on-2 ensues as Endpoint, as you said, usually we see long pushes come through, but this is going to be a bit different and a little bit more harder, perhaps, as Endpoint have a flash to work with. The flank being set, not even a flank really. The retake being set to come from tunnels. Both players grouping up. Smart idea. No kit means they'll have to make a move on, though. Oh, Thomas sees it. Pop flash doesn't really work. Thomas wide angles it. Still going to be able to do nothing but a little bit of a tag on Christo. And on site, it's the only one left. Mighty Max. Valiant as it might seem, it's not enough. Second pistol goes to North. And yet again, they will display exactly, well, almost exactly the same start as it was on Vertigo and as it was on Overpass, with the difference being, well, the half was 13-2 on Overpass, and they just closed it out after when they won the second pistol. On Vertigo, they did fail, though, at 9-6. But let's see if the double digits might save them now, as we have a pistol Kevlar buy for Endpoint, interestingly enough. And perhaps a little bit out of the usual that we see would be AKs and full investments. Okay, AZ.
That's what you like to see.
Yeah, lovely stuff. Either way, short push.
I love that Surreal has just somehow managed to get into CT with nobody even realizing. Could become a bit more of an issue now here, especially as Robin will lose, or will take a life. There we go, Surreal on his way through CT, gets away with the frag. It's just retrieves himself an M4 as well. There's Thomas. Oh, okay. There we go. That is Endpoint winning. It's not even a force buy round. It's a Desert Eagle eco, but it's a round that they win, and somehow Endpoint just transfer it in their favor. 10-7, money gone for North, and Endpoint, they mean business. It is again their T side where, like on Vertigo, Endpoint did start to look very good.
Well, I think we can all agree to the fact that T side of Endpoint is much better, suits them better, it feels like, as they find more comfortability in the mobility, of course, that Endpoint, that the T side presents to you. You can be a little bit more aggressive. You can run around the map a little bit more, and you don't need to be as stoic, as defensive, especially on Dust. That is quite hard to play as the CT, actually. People might think, oh, you only hold angles. Yeah, sure. Well, that would be easy if this game was made so, or at least that if CSGO was like 1.6, where holding angles was definitively the advantage. Instead, though, it's a little bit different and going to be definitely a lot harder. As Endpoint, you know, they took a bit of an L in the first one, and certainly a few rounds where they could have played it better, but still. They have the chance to overrun North quickly as possible. Well, as quickly as they deem it right. 8-10. As North go through a bit of a rambunctious moment. Gonna have to be an eco here, full one.
Is Endpoint on their way back into this third map now? North just needing to take an eco round. They've got plenty of money for the next, though, with round loss bonus giving them between $5,500 to $6,000 after this round. Nevertheless, could be Endpoint so far getting themselves just a single round behind. Crucial, pretty common strategy on the eco round. Push through those smokes, just see if you can get any kills, and they actually do close out Thomas. Maybe a chance at a second, fair enough. MSL able to finish off Crucial with the assistance of Gade. It's actually fairly decent damage. Robin just tapping away. Will eventually get the job done with Surreal on short. 10-9, a little bit more of a hindrance than Endpoint would have liked, but a fairly clean round with the money they've got as well. Max on 11k. They've got no issue dropping out weapons also. But here we go. With the eco round that North took, plenty of money for them as we can tell. Double AWP on the board, MSL and AZ tasked with the job of getting North on that upward trend again. But Endpoint, like on Vertigo, they're reliant on their T side to punish North, and so far so good. They are looking much better now. Oh.
They really are. Surreal, there's the entry. AZ was able to secure a frag before he gets caught in the swing, but that is still going to be an important kill for Endpoint. Gade takes a bit of a precautionary fright moment, and well, he's going to take the third option, which is a frag. And unfortunately for him, though, loses his rotation, Cajun B, and gets caught by Thomas once he enters through tunnels. As North are left with a very devastating afterplant. They will not retake this, or at least attempt to retake it. Pull the hell away, save what you have, and live to fight another day is the motto right now. Tied up, Endpoint, seemingly repeating the success of Vertigo. And North's, it appears to be that it's either the 9-6 that seems to be kryptonite for North.
Yeah.
Or it's just the fact they're having to play on the CT that seems to be the kryptonite. I'm not sure, but either way, it's not really looking too sweet right now.
Yeah, like it was on Vertigo, right? They even won the pistol round and got up to 11-6 on that map.
Yep.
But then it was still, like you say, the CT side that really did fail for North and allowed Endpoint pretty much back into a similar position that we are seeing right here. And with another eco round on the way, sure, they've saved a couple of weapons. Those will be greatly appreciated for the two players that do have Kevlar. They can afford to buy into pistols and Kevlar themselves. 3,400 round loss bonus, so they can at least drop down to pretty much just about where Gate is. 1,800 being that minimum mark. But either way, oh, crucial. There we go. Beautiful entry already guarantees the initial frag, drops the second rifle, or one of the only rifles. Leaves the AWP isolated, thankfully can be retrieved. This is Endpoint, like on Vertigo, looking to establish a T-side lead. And like you said, it seems like the CT side is maybe just a bit more precautious for North and not as bruteful. But we'll see where this goes. MSL gets out with one, but Surreal quick for the trade. AWP can at least be gathered back in their favor. Now it all depends on this long push. AZ might just have a position of dreams here.
Oh.
Smoke down, no need to peek.
Easy.
Times it right, gets away with one, but unfortunately, that's all he gets. Surreal trading the kills. There's the round already.
Easy, man. He had...
Could have had 3.
Well, 3 would be difficult, but yes, that is definitely...
Yeah.
2 would have been guaranteed, though, if he had played that a little bit less shakily. Also, MSL, greedy as hell. And, well, he pays the price for it, you know? He gets the first frag on short, or peeking from short, and then decides to stay on the same angle. Like, mate, you're gonna have to rethink your life choices there. That was not exactly smart, and potentially well, potentially not, but rather than anything, it was a determining factor in the round itself, because Endpoint immediately got the refrag. You could see then the push through long, and Thomas, of course, making his way in towards middle. Overall, it was a round that North actually had a great chance to pick it up. Instead, well, it all went to hell. Cajun B. Nade on Surreal, though, as Endpoint looked to split B itself. Ooh. Moment of respite there for North. Cajun forces them out of mid position.
Still definitely a bit of a cause for concern. MSL, great use of the angle. Double scope always makes it close. Bomb down, though, crucial. That is a death that they did not want to take. North finally making a competent CT round. 5 players still alive so far and should be relatively easy cleanup. MSL lands the tag. Needs a single bullet to finish the job and will be able to get it. 11 on the board. Tied up yet again. Look at the money of Endpoint, though. They will have no issue whatsoever in being able to front a purchase. So North is all about consistency. They lose this one. Thankfully, reset potential is not there, but it is allowing Endpoint to again restabilize it. Crucial on the cross. Goes for the shot. Does not land anything. 2 shots fired. 2 shots coming close, but nothing to be gained. Look at this, though, from Thomas. Great out for the angle. Cajun B, though, outsmarts for the first. No trade to come either. Robin tagged low. The nade doesn't even finish the job. Gets away with a refrag. Oh, and Thomas. Oh!
Thomas!
Okay, there we go.
Bloody hell.
Where did that come from?
Wow. That was a bit of a blind shot into the smoke. And, well, he connects it. That's the best part. And, well. It is going to be Gade left alone. North starting off strong in their position. You know, Cajun B getting away with that one frag, jumping into pit, surviving the nade even. Only to then be immediately destroyed a moment later. An Endpoint overtaking North quite quickly. Once again, 12-11 as North is starting to be devastated by this loss. They will have enough to rebuy, don't mind that, but this is starting to shape into a very scary potential outcome here. Endpoint is, again, proving to be the better team, and that much is clear as day.
So far, so good. Endpoint like it was on Vertigo, it is, again, seeming to replicate another solid T-side success. But still, thankfully they get a rebuy. And though it's one of those where if Endpoint take away this round, it's not just 13. Money is gone. North would be, again, in danger of losing Dust 2 like they lost Vertigo. 16-11 is still a possibility with the way that this game is going right now. And North, again, capitulating on the CT side. They just cannot allow Endpoint get the similar momentum as they did on map number 1, because with the way that Overpass looked, we know what North have got in the tank. We know what they're capable of. Endpoint just seeming to really limit what this side is able to do. However, crucial. Time, no aggro peek from Christu. The right thing to do. Ooh. 3 players on the A site. Endpoint do want to commit. It will be more of a difficult setup to handle, but no reason to decide yet. They've got 1 minute and 5 left to play. Endpoint just playing as composed as ever, gathering the info. With no mid presence, they've got to have worked out that this is definitely a site stack. They should be directing their play towards mid, if not having a flank hold it. But yeah, they've realized that mid is most likely open. They'll split. I'd assume Robin and Mighty Max down through middle if they do commit to B, but they've got options here, and plenty of them with that mid position open.
Most definitely, and in this case, currently, there is this B execution that is coming behind it all, and Surreal, he clears out CT. This is a dead giveaway what is going on, or at least how it could all be going down. Let's find out, though, if the B execution actually works. Gate spots them crossing out. AZ behind the corner, not going to be checked first, but he still gets one away before getting trampled over. And Mighty Max and Surreal, 2 vital frags. MSL keeping it realistic, keeping it doable for North at least. 12-11 will be shaping up to be 14 soon enough if Endpoint or take it away. And well, crucial, he found the deep flank. Christo will be denied his chance. And MSL, a 1-on-2. This is it. Well, it really is it. 13-11. Money is gone. The position weakened, and North is on the verge of being put down south. This is not looking good anymore.
The timeout to be called. Only the second one of the game, just to, 1, have a tactical pause, but 2, get Yumpy back on the server. Need his guidance here as well. I don't even know what was... I didn't even realize he wasn't in, to be fair, but either way. 13-11. It's got to be an eco round. They can't afford to commit, unfortunately, into the full buy. But again, Endpoint, T side being very fruitful for them. The spawn that they've got to the B site, this should be Thomas looking to already capitalize on this sort of situation. He is aimed and ready for the B-sided take. Oof, MSL tagged on the cross as well. Does get away with a frag. AZ good peek though. This is where the B pressure will come. Thomas using his spawn to his advantage. Already able to cross over, peeking off of the back of the smoke. Gade has to be careful. Does get spotted, I believe Thomas.
Oh, sorry.
We'll see a second on radar as well. Give the info up. AZ has to be careful. A 4-on-3 already. The B site locked out.
Well, I think we know where this is going by the looks of it. Thomas the nade as well. And all of a sudden, everything that Nord have built up to be and put their might into seemingly gone with a flick of the wrist, excuse me. What can I say? This is looking very weak out of North, and I did not expect them to be handled like this. Christo, no such luck to be doing any sort of damage. Cage and B, of course, he's got a rifle to save. Money has been tight. Loss bonus gonna go up to a maximum right here, but 14-11 as we are reaching the final hour of this third and final map of the best of 3, the second one of the day, the decider series, excuse me, the elimination series. Decider coming straight after. Havu patiently waiting for whoever meets them head on. This is definitely still a very open-ended question, though, as the buy round, the double op, comes out for North. Let's see how it spins.
North trying to scramble to keep themselves in the game. Has to pay off as well, unfortunately. The money that they've spent trying to win this round, if they lose it, they are bankrupt for the next. Longhouse taken, but Robin reclaims it. Bristow already shut out of the round. Cajun B forced to retreat. At least gets himself onto the back of the bomb site somewhat safely. Players from this T side start to slowly approach. Smokes have faded. Cajun B, head spotted. Does get away with his life just barely. Molotov will force him off of the front of ramp, though. MSL, the flashbang good enough to keep him blind. The players crossing toward the site. Position given up. AZ, however, does catch on to Thomas. Cajun B gets a second. The flank is on its way, and Robin trades the frag. AZ tagged down low, but again, trying for it. Aid good return, but missing shots. Robin!
Robin!
What a play! AZ left isolated, low health, and there's the round. 15 for Endpoint.
Series point achieved as Robin plays a bit of a hero in tights, and he gets himself, well, a tight round, and still North. They're left with very waning options. We've got FAMASAs coming up, the 1 AWP, Cajun B, Gade on the M4A4. And I was wondering when we would see Cajun B on the op, man. Came as a surprise that MSL was wielding it all this time. You know, wanted to see a little bit of that action, but seems like they'll switch it back up. AZ. He gets himself one through the smoke. Surely not. Surely you don't go through there, Cajun. Well, he will. The pop flash is magnificent to a certain degree, but it's not enough. Thomas still keeping the numbers equal. And B-side's been lost. Oh no! MSL! The most crucial of mistakes just being made. Or no, wait, it wasn't MSL actually. Excuse me, it was Gade. The most crucial of mistakes, leaving the B-side wide open like that. All of a sudden, a 3-on-3 retake. Well, how do you succeed? You do not. Mighty Max and Crucial. There it is. There we have it. The lockdown and the finisher. As of course, none other than Endpoint take it.